5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. He's brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
They chase him out of the pocket, the screen, and he sets a screen up, and it's knocked down at the 38-yard line.
And a fumble.
Tackle. Do the Packers have the ball? Apparently they do.
And they're going to give it to the
LeRoy Butler goes to the touchdown. Is that a touchdown or not?
Well, they don't know whether to call it. Nobody wants to call anything.
The officials are going to confer. Let's see what they're going to do here. I thought he was tackled. Did he fumble, or did they get a touchdown?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler, the Finals Hall of Fame edition.
I wish we could tell people why we're laughing.
Yeah. We had to go through a couple of takes on that one. It was supposed to be a big surprise.
It was my fault.
But congratulations to you, a finalist.
Well, I think
Hall
it's
of
this show.
Fame.
I think it's this show, right? I mean,
Yeah, that must have been it. Yeah,
No.
they figured that was the reason to.
we've been
add
doing
you
this
in.
a long time, though.
Yeah, well, let's don't avoid the subject.
Well,
Finalists for the Hall of Fame. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that?
I was pretty excited. It's something me and you had talked about for a while, but I think for the most part, the last 3 years when I was a semifinalist, I was thinking, I don't really know if it's a possibility. But this particular year, knowing that I'll actually be heard, I mean, Pete Doherty is actually going to get a chance to be like your best really lawyer to go in there to pretty much sell you to the other voters.
And he'll do a good job.
Oh, yeah, because he's seen pretty much my whole career, especially all my good years. So
You don't want me
I'm
in there.
excited.
That wouldn't have worked
No,
out
if
very
you were
well.
in there, it's a slam dunk. Because you go in there and start crying. You be slobbery. Please put him in. It'll make our show better.
I'd be, but he's pretty bad off camera.
But you know who I'm really excited for, Tom? I'm excited for the special needs kids, the kids in special education, teachers who've helped me, people around me, my wife and family and friends. I'm happy for them because I know that this is something that they've wanted more than anything. And
You can want it for yourself too,
Yeah,
but there's nothing
yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah, and I always thought that Reggie White came to the Packers. Brett Favre came to the Packers. Ron Wolf came to the Packers.
Yep.
And so did Mike Holmgren. I was already here.
You were drafted by the
Yeah,
Packers.
so I didn't
You
want
spent your
people to-
entire career with the
Yes,
Packers.
and that wasn't by accident. Wearing Packer stuff to me makes a big difference, and I think that's the reason why that I wanted all my football cards to say Packer jerseys. So I was very emotional when I got the phone call. I really
Yeah,
was.
and let's take away, I showed the Lambeau Leap just because it's fun, but let's take all of that away. And you were a safety of the 1990s. You made the all-decades team, which is, correct me if I'm right, if I'm wrong, isn't everybody on the 90s first team, all-decades team in the Hall of Fame?
Well, that's a good question.
One other, maybe.
Most of the guys are in, and I was the only guy that wasn't a finalist. So Atwater, who's the other safety on there, he's been a finalist the last 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
So it was just me, like, okay, why ain't I a finalist? So now I'm a finalist. So everybody on the all-decade team.
He's a finalist.
And he's a finalist.
Well, they
and
should
so
put
is
you both
Lynch.
in then, yeah.
And so is Troy Polamalu. But again, I said, listen, if you take the 4 safeties that are in there, I mean, who covered better, tight ends, running backs, third receivers. And to me, my whole case is about the fans. I want to do things to bring the fans into, and that's what the leap is all about.
Yeah, that is. I mean, to me, that's the additional thing you bring to it. But the Hall of Fame is about performance.
Yeah.
It's about stats to some degree, but it's about who were guys who affected the game.
Yeah.
Who were guys you had to game plan for, and I think both of us would like to think that was the case with you. I mean,
Well,
I
Super
think
Bowl 32, Shanahan after the game, he was talking to me about that. He said, our whole game plan was to eliminate you. We thought him and Kubiak, they was like, yeah, we had to get you out of the box because you were doing all this great stuff. And then we knew hopefully you would follow Shannon Sharp, who I think is the best tight end ever. So if you followed him, you're out of the box. We could run the ball on these guys. So it wasn't Reggie White. It was me. And then Elway even put it in his book about that game plan. So to me, that means a lot. If you, for a Super Bowl, you're designing plays against a particular person to win.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing.
Okay. Well, congratulations again.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, if the Packers made the Super Bowl while I'm down there,
and you have a real reason to be down.
Yes.
I mean, another reason to be down.
That would
this
be
is
amazing.
a real reason, but
Yes.
another reason to be down there.
But did you see them playing the Seahawks, though? I mean, realistically, I know everybody thought the Saints, but
Yeah, I did not. I thought they would play the Saints. I picked the Seahawks to beat the Eagles,
yeah.
but I thought the Saints would beat the Vikings. Now that I look at it, I'm not completely surprised just because I thought, the Vikings are a turf team, and
That's a good point.
they're pretty
Indoor
good.
team.
And here's the thing. The Packers and the Vikings are the two healthiest teams in the NFL.
Okay.
Or in the NFC at least. I haven't studied the AFC. But by far, they have had the fewest injuries.
Yes.
They're missing starters, hardly any missing starters.
It was just Jamal Williams, and he's not really a starter.
Yeah,
He's just like a-
they missed a couple with Savage. They missed Devontae Adams for 4 games.
Yeah.
Minnesota missed Dalvin Cook for 2 games. They missed
Stealing for 6, I think.
Stealing for
bunch,
5
bunch
maybe.
of games.
But their offensive line healthy.
Yeah.
Their tight ends healthy.
Defense is
their
healthy.
defense
Yeah.
just about completely healthy. So that's a big thing. And the Seahawks are beat up.
Especially at running back.
They have a lot of injuries. So
Yeah.
I wonder how that'll play into Sunday. What do you think?
That's a good point because you think about who's available. The Packers are going to pretty much have everybody. I would love to see more Tyler Ervin on offense. I don't think people can cover him in space. You have to stay tuned for X's and O's because you found some great plays. I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers to just go off in this game. I'm expecting 350, 3 touchdowns, vintage 2011 Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the belt, everything. And I know a lot of people, I was on the radio, people like, well, he hasn't played well. I say, man, stall me out with all that. Mm-hmm. The regular season is overtime. There's nothing in a 13-3 is going to help you at this point. Mm-hmm. Once you get into playoffs, your players elevate their game. Aaron Rodgers is going to be what you need him to be. And this is the reason why that he was almost on the 100th year anniversary team, because there's 2 things you can hang your hat on about being accurate and don't turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over in the playoffs. You just can't. Mm-hmm. You just cannot do that. So it's about quarterback play to me. Now, you're also playing Russell Wilson, who's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Mm-hmm. And he's healthy, but he don't have a running back who's healthy, but they brought in Marshawn Lynch. But again, I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers just to go off in this game.
Yeah, I think what will be critically important for the Packers is just to get out to a lead. And
great point.
Make Russell Wilson have to throw. Now you say, oh, well, he's a really good thrower, but he's excellent in play action, and you prefer him to throw 45 times a game because anytime a quarterback's thrown 45 times a game, it's putting a ton of pressure on him. And, quarterbacks don't win when they throw that many passes. So I think they'll come after him. I think we saw in that Eagles game, and we'll show it on X's and O's, that there's some vulnerability on the Seattle offensive line that the Packers have to take advantage of.
No question. Fletcher Cox just destroyed the center. And if you bring Z in where he can kind of pick holes like Junior Seau, now you got to play Fackrell and you got to play Rashad Gary. So just tell Rashad Gary and Fackrell, Preston will be fine. Get a little wider because this guy will spin out and get outside of you.
Right.
On the run, that's where he is the best time.
Yes.
Keep him in that pocket so you can collapse that pocket. So Za'Darius Smith, who I think should have been All-Pro, I don't get that. I mean, the guy was just truly amazing because you said something, the reason why I thought he should be All-Pro. When he did not get a sack, Z affected the play. Mm-hmm. 2 guys will follow him, a guy get a sack. Yeah. Okay, he would throw a guy into another guy, that guy will fall down. He would get in a quarterback's face and tip the ball. I mean, he has been fantastic, so much so. And I know other guys, the Chandler Jones of the world, got tons of sacks, almost 20
Chandler
sacks.
Jones was dominant.
He was
player.
just amazing. But when you're talking about Defensive Player of the Year, the top 5 guys, I think Za'Darius, maybe people may say I'm a homer bias, say what you want. This guy was amazing. And this is the type of game that he can do what he did against Minnesota. The interior line with him and Kenny Clark just dominating in that middle. Now you keep the lineman off of Blake Martinez to run sideline to sideline.
Yeah, I agree. Now, on the flip side of that, they've got a challenge with Seattle's wide receiver DK Metcalf.
Yes, they do. Yes,
sort of reminded me, that game sort of reminded me of Randy Moss's coming out party in, in 98 when he came into Lambeau.
Yes,
Nobody was expecting, they knew he was good.
Yeah.
But this kid comes out in such
7
a rookie
for 160 and a touchdown.
Yeah, and
That's
just
amazing.
a phenomenal catch on that deep ball.
Yeah.
And just a man among boys. I don't know. How do you cover this guy?
Well,
Who do you use?
Kevin King is 6'3", and then you got Tyler Lockett, who to me is just truly amazing. I mean, the guy is just amazing. Jair Alexander on him. In the playoffs, you play matchup. You don't play right and left. You play matchup. You put 20 on Metcalf all day long. You put 23 on Lockett, and you play defense behind them. But I don't want to sleep on Hollister, the tight end number 48, because they've had issues with tight ends somewhere down the middle. And we've said on this show a bunch of times, the middle of the field cannot be open. That's the reason why they beat Philly on that long pass down the middle. So I will play a matchup. And I expect these guys to elevate their game in the playoff. But having playoff experience is vital. And some of the guys on the team has it, some don't.
Right.
So you're going to just, hopefully you can put these guys in position to make plays. But if I'm headed, don't be the smartest guy in the room. Don't create new stuff. Go by what you're good at, and that's getting after quarterback.
Yeah. I wonder, though, if Alexander could handle Metcalf just because he's so tough. I mean, it's not a good physical matchup, but when you consider aggressiveness and whether Metcalf can outmuscle Kevin King, I mean, I know you like the height, but Alexander
You
can
don't put the
frustrate you
feistiness
too.
on him.
Yeah,
kind of aggravate him a
guy
little
is
bit.
not gonna. He is not that Kevin King's gonna back down, but
No, I
Jair
know what you mean.
Alexander is just aggressive at everything he does.
And he has the swagger to do it. And guess what? One more thing. He would love that assignment.
Yeah, he would.
That's
love
why I like
assignment.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. And you can do this. We used to do with Jerry Rice. We used to double Rice everywhere, and we would play zone. We used to call it mug, M-U-G. We'd put one guy like Doug Evans. He'd follow Jerry Rice everywhere. Everybody else played a zone behind you. You can do that with Jair. You got it man-to-man. You got help everywhere. You could do that. And that would frustrate Metcalf because you see Jair up there jamming them all the time. He loses him, fine. He's running to a part of his own.
Right.
You could do that because you're not. They don't have a running threat. Per se.
That would be
So that would be something that I would definitely do. Sometimes a 3-man line and 2 guys walking around picking their hole, and you wherever 14 is, you see 23 up in his face. If he's off the ball, you'll come back, but you just want to go get him and just aggravate him all day. I think that would be kind of a good change up. So I actually like that.
Flip side, I think we'll see Shaquille Griffin on Devontae Adams all game long.
No question.
And that's a great battle.
Yeah.
Will they play their classic cover 3, or will they play a little bit of cover 2? I think they have to have a safety up in the box.
Well,
Aaron
was it
Jones,
the 37, the safety?
Andre Diggs,
Yeah,
who they
Diggs.
got from the Lions.
Yes.
Good
They're
player.
going to probably have him rotating in and out, but again, the matchup looks so good in their secondary.
You like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
because they're not the traditional Ken Norton type defenses where you don't have break. They had a lot of breakdowns against Philly, and I'm going to say this: if Carson Wentz plays, they probably beat them.
Yeah.
And that's something that we also point out watching the tape. But their defense, they got KJ Wright and Wagner. They're smart guys, but play action, you can get behind them. They're going to key on Aaron Jones. They just are.
One thing that we saw was that Philadelphia had a lot of success with their tight
ends. Yeah,
and
man.
I don't know if Green Bay can do that, can replicate
Well,
that
let's
kind
go
of
Robert
success.
Tonyan. Let's go Robert Tonyan. And Jimmy Graham, it's time because you're going to have a lot of space to get open.
Yeah.
But you got to get there.
Yeah.
Maybe Sternberger will play a little part, you know. You got to use your tight ends in this game, 'cause especially if you're watching the same tape me and you're watching. The tight ends had so much success. The one kid, Goddard, that's how you say his name?
Yeah.
That guy's truly amazing. But not only him, the backup, these guys were just open. I mean, it wasn't even Zach Ertz. So if you can use some of that.
I think, you know, the one thing that benefited Philadelphia is that when they played two tight ends, Seattle looked to me on the plays that I watched, they stayed in their base defense.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now you got those tight ends against a linebacker.
There you
Great
go.
matchup. Zach
That's
Ertz,
the matchup you
know.
want.
But I don't know that the Packers can do that. I mean, I don't know if that matchup is good for Green Bay. So maybe you can't.
Matt LaFleur's overall concept of it, to use the tight end, that's why they got 4 on the roster.
Yeah.
So you may see it, multiple tight end sets, one wide receiver, play action, you know, try to get some guys deep behind the linebacker and try to hit Devontae deep if he's not double. If he's single, that's where you're going. This is the one game I don't mind the long throws.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think I'm in the minority, but this is the game I want Aaron throwing deep as much as possible because they're going to give you some one-on-ones. You just gotta hit them. Give them an opportunity. If you see, you know, Lazard one-on-one with a short corner, just throw it up and let him go up and get it. I want to see 2 to 3 deep throws a quarter and see what can happen. I mean, this is the game for that. And just see, like you said, come out fast and try to get up 14-0.
I think Lazard could be a huge a guy in this because he can sort of replicate a tight end.
Great
You don't
point.
line him up with his hand in the dirt, but you see him lined up right next to the tackle.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
like
you
that.
can release him or you can have him blacked down. I wonder if they'll use a heavy dose of that.
No, I do like that. I mean, LaFleur, if you're watching, you can use what Tom just said.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not trademark.
we don't have a trademark. Just use Lazard.
Yeah,
the guy's
we're gonna lose
huge.
right
Just throw it up to him and let it get it.
It worked for me on Madden. So,
Right.
you know, Anyway.
Yeah, only use the Packers 96 team of Madden.
Okay.
But
All right.
my
Well, let's
prediction-
go. What you've been waiting for.
My prediction is for the Packers to win 31-21.
Okay.
At first, I was thinking about when the last time the Packers were in the 30s at home.
Yeah. Raiders?
And-
No, there must have been
Well,
someone
and then
before
I was
that.
thinking about when last time they held somebody to 21.
Well, they
the
hold
analytics,
everybody to
yeah.
21.
Right, their defense never gives up a lot of touchdowns. I don't know if their kicker can kick in this kind of weather. It may be snowing, raining, so it doesn't matter. The elements, I expect Aaron Rodgers to just go off in this particular game. I expect Minnesota to go and beat San Francisco in the championship game. It will be back in Green Bay against Minnesota. Oh, am I getting ahead of myself?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, maybe I'll slow down a
You're
little
not
bit.
following
So,
Matt
what-
LaFleur's
You're right. 1-0. I get it. Okay, duly noted. But hey, look, the North is not enough, though. It's just not.
Okay.
This is when your quarterback plays. And again, I want to thank you to Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. All year, you guys have been platinum and sponsoring us. We really, really appreciate it.
Yep.
And again, this has been a Hall of Fame show.
All right.
So
And
I
we-
appreciate it.
We will.
But stay
be
tuned for
back.
X's and O's.
That's right. Don't forget X's and O's, and we'll be back after
The education version.
the Sunday playoff game.
Yes.